So I've got a highlight here for you. Eloquence, human wisdom, proclaimed, testimony of God, and wise and persuasive words. See those words highlighted there, underlined? I want to pull out those 5 pieces, and I want to ask us a question. What was Paul's ministry not? What was Paul's ministry not? Number 1, Paul's ministry was not eloquent, meaning it was not cute, clever, or exercising magisterial oration that drew attention away from the message. Meaning Paul did not show up and wow them with his ability to spin words together and the ethos and the pathos and the logos of his presentation and his person and the breadth of his vocabulary and his knowledge of the poets and the philosophers and Eastern religion and history, and winds them all together so much so that people are like, oh my goodness, that guy was incredible. Because he knew if they walked away saying that guy was incredible, they missed the true guy who's actually incredible that he was talking about, namely Jesus Christ. And so if he's like, if I go the whole eloquent route, they'll leave going, that guy's amazing. I want to go preach Jesus route, so they leave thinking, my gosh, Jesus is amazing. Now, thanks be to God, I'm under no illusions that anyone ever leaves here thinking I'm very eloquent, because I've listened to some of my sermons. But I talk too fast, I stutter, I go in circles, I say things 4 times. So I'm like, whew, okay, I'm not in danger there. But what I am in danger of is standing up here and thinking that what I do is the decisive factor, rather than what God does is the decisive factor. So Paul stands up and says, first of all, it was not with eloquence that I won you over. Second of all, it was not with human wisdom, meaning I didn't come and win you over with the conventional thinking of the day. Meaning, what Paul said was actually confronting the conventional wisdom of the day. That's the nature of the gospel. So you're like, what Jesus is saying here isn't really aligning with conventional wisdom of the day, don't be worried, be comforted. Because this is what the conventional wisdom of the day gets us. Right? If we want to align ourselves with the conventional wisdom of the day, who knows where we're going to be tomorrow when they come up with something new that's stupid, more stupid than what they came up with yesterday. So it was not eloquence, and it was not human wisdom. Look at the third piece. It was not conversational. We have this whole idea where let's just have a conversation, let's just have a dialogue. And I'm not saying that when in the context of family and friends and your city group and your workplace and your friends, that you're not asking questions, listening for the false identities they're embracing, listening for the false saviors they're looking to save them, listening to the false idols they're worshiping so you can know how to explain Jesus in a way to them that helps them understand that he is the fulfillment of all their heart longs for, but it's looking for in all the wrong places. I'm not saying you don't do that, and that isn't a good missiological strategy. But what I am saying is that when we gather as the church, and when the gospel is preached and proclaimed, it's not as if we're having a two-way dialogue where all ideas are given equal value, weight, and consideration. Paul is not going and saying, I have a couple thoughts to throw out here. Not quite sure what I think about them. I'd like to hear your thoughts, and then let's talk about it. That was Mars Hill. That was Athens. Paul's like, yeah, I'm done with that. I'm going to tell you the goods. I'm going to proclaim the truth. I'm going to talk, you're going to listen, and then you need to decide how you're going to respond. The gospel isn't dialogued over and about so much as it is proclaimed, and then we do something with it. We receive it and respond to it, or we reject it and argue with it. Paul's ministry was not eloquent. It was not based on the conventional human wisdom of the day. It was not conversational, nor was it man-oriented. Meaning it was not primarily about you and what you are to do. I claim to know nothing except who? Jesus and what? Him crucified. Jesus and what he did, not you and what you have to do. In other words, the gospel is not, okay, God's up there in the mountain, but the real problem is you're down here in the valley, and so here's the 19 steps you're going to need to do to get up there because you are so far away from him, you've got no prayer of reconnecting relationally unless you work your way up this works-based righteousness mountain. That's not the gospel. The gospel is God is there on the mountaintop of holiness. You are dead in the valley of sin, and he comes down the mountain to the valley, breathes life into your dead bones, and then carries you back up on top of the mountain to be reunited with him through his finished work. Amen? Now, you should say louder than you did because that was a better point than you amen. Amen? Amen. That's the good news of the gospel. I mean, it's not man-centered. It's not what you need to do and who you are and how you got to work harder. The gospel is Jesus and him crucified. And all you got to do is decide how to respond to it.
Hey everybody, hope you found that helpful. If you would like to watch the sermon that clip came from, you can go here, check it out. As well, if you'd like to watch more Bible teaching, you can go to my YouTube channel. And if you would like more free resources for your family, your marriage, and how to be a stronger man, you can go to strongermannation.com. Check it out.